Hello and welcome to day 3 of Movement and Nature, 3 days of creative flow with Sarah Farid. So this third day at the end of our journey together is about letting go. Letting go and releasing any pain in our body, any stiffness, any rigidity, any discomfort, any self-consciousness that we have associated with dance. Letting go of our worries, letting go of whatever holds us back, and using movement as a tool for self-discovery, relaxation, meaning that this is available to you whenever and however you want it. So for instance, you could do one exercise for the entire week. So you could do this whole program over 3 weeks if you do the same assignment and exercise over a week. But the more you do, the more you have to gain. So remember that as we go along. And remember, this is self-paced for a reason. So you can come back to it, and it's not for you to just set it aside. It's for you to seize all distractions and come to it. And while the videos and explanations may be longer, the activities, once you get the hang of it, will take you 10 minutes a day to do in their entirety, the exercises and the assignments. Because of course, like, to explain it, I need to explain why we're doing what we're doing. So that takes a little bit of time, a little bit of extra information from my end to you. So there are certain taboos which are associated with the dance that prevent us from fully letting go and releasing ourselves. There is certain expectations we have attached to it, and the self-consciousness we feel about it, like I must look good while dancing, or that it's for other people who are professionals at it, who know how to dance very, very well. But there are also some taboos and stigmas attached from cultural associations, from the vices of wealthy people, the intoxication, overindulgence that is connected to this art form. Or it could be modern music videos that show us this flashy look to dance that makes it look very glamorous, but makes it seem inaccessible, reducing it to that looking cool aspect of it, as if dance is not accessible to everyone. The videos you watch are very highly photoshopped, the lighting, the dance movements are very synchronized from before, they're not improvised. So it takes away from the spontaneity of the art form. And it shows that it's for certain people only who look a certain way doing it, which is not true. So realize that dance and movement is a tool that is available to you whenever and wherever you need it, wherever you are, whenever you want to do this, wherever you want. As long as you have a safe, private space where you can return to yourself, you can do this. To change your mood, to release anger, or to resolve the anxiety, or just physical exercise, whenever you need it. As long as you have a safe, private space, go wild, go crazy. Give yourself that permission to do that 10 minutes a day. And that is going to bring so much comfort and release to the rest of your life. It's going to be unbelievable. If you keep at it and are consistent, if you believe that it's going to do something, and you build a consistency into it, because the more you practice, the better you get at anything. Initially it may feel weird and awkward and clumsy, and but over time it gets easier. It always does. So that's the way it is with learning anything new. Your brain has to get accustomed to it, and once it does, it becomes second nature. So that is the idea. So tap into the willingness to get up and do this, rather than thinking of, oh, I have to, find a space, when do I have time in the day, oh, I have to change my clothes, I have to find clothes to wear to do this is going to take such a long time, I'm so tired today, I don't have time today, I'll do it another day, and that cycle continues. So the emotional labor, the thought process and the associated emotions just tire us out and exhaust us before we even get to the point where we are starting to do this. So rather than the activity itself, the amount of overthinking and analyzing the steps and breaking them down just kind of demotivates us. So before that happens, before you overthink it, just go for it. Don't say it's too much work, it's too hard, not now. And remember, lastly, that there is nothing wrong with movement. Movement is for yourself. It is a gift you are giving to yourself 10 minutes a day to get to the state of bliss and carefree joy. It is so easily accessible to you, as accessible as the state of joy was as a kid to you, that you would go into it instantly. And it's supposed to bridge that gap between wanting, desiring that state and achieving it, and all the thinking that goes in between. Because when we are in the moment, in the state of flow, we just naturally don't think about it once we get into that rhythm. Often going fast may help us in the process to get to that state. But the idea is to let your body lead you through the steps, through the process, through its ancient wisdom and natural understanding of itself. So anything can be good or bad depending on how you use it. Like, I'm a lawyer, a gun can be used for self-defense, or a gun can be used to harm someone by aggressively attacking them, by trying to violently perpetrate a crime on them, steal something, do some other violent act towards them. So lastly, the policing of human bodies has happened for so long because it allows society to control us in ways that subjugates our personal autonomy and will against revolting or challenging the status quo, because we realize we are much more than what the systems confine us in and what the systems tell us we are worth. So with this, we go towards the activities and exercises of day 3. So I want to tell you a little story about law school. Law school. So I went to this orientation type event party where all these people came together who I'd never met. And it was kind of like an icebreaker to go out socially as a group when we didn't know each other. So everyone was kind of like awkward, strange, not knowing what to expect. Who are these people? How do I interact with them? And once we got to being around music and I started dancing, that was such a good icebreaker because people just started coming up to me and asking me where I learned to dance, how do I do it, and I could see them wanting to learn the rhythm and ease and flow that comes from decades of dance. So that was like a great way to connect with people, and I could see just this excitement because there's something so universal about dance and movement that it cuts across culture, time frames, geography, individual personalities, everything, and it unifies us in a celebration of life itself. So this reminds me of another experience I had where I was at this event and I had this random girl walk up to me and tell me that she really enjoyed watching me dance. And I was just like, okay, thinking, okay, why, what does she mean? So she goes, because you're so into it, no other reason, because you're really in the moment, and you can see that translate into how you're just improvising in yourself and not conscious of the people around you, because you are in your own zone. And that is something that really stuck with me, and it reminds me of the state we are trying to achieve with this process. So thank you for listening.